All right, welcome everybody as they join in here. We will be up and running here in just a moment. As you come in here, throw some bananas in chat as well as, let me know you're here. If your name in the YouTube chat is different than your PSN, throw your PSN on there for me so I know who we're talking to. And like I say, we will be up and running here probably about a minute and a half, just getting some drinks, getting myself settled in and ready to go. Be just a moment and we'll get rolling. Yeah, like I don't know it's cynical, jeez. Alright guys, we are going to get rolling here. First we'll go through and kind of look at everybody's scheme for today. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, it won't let me do that yet, so. Let's let this start, roll forward, and then I'll be able to... Oh, it won't let me. Damn. Okay, so we will get rolling here. We'll look at some schemes later as we get rolling here. The start is on. We're going to jump back here with some action. You can see there, trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. Fuller goes through right in the grass. One hell of a save there. Good job by everybody to continue forward as they started lap number 1, 50-lap race here. Guys, how you going to let me start this and not run through the grid? Jesus. I gotta quit doing this shit in the morning when I'm tired. I apparently don't think about things very well. Alright, let's go through the grid quick. Your starting grid today for the Yellow Lobby Watkins Glen Short, round number 7 of MMR GR4. You have Cake Thomas out front. Cake did the sweep last week. He had the win and the pole, and I believe he even had fast laps, so good start here for him as in his second race with us here. He's going to be in the number 3 Cash App Red Bull, or sorry, Visa Cash App Red Bull V-Carb. Apparently he forgot what motorsports we were doing here. Just kidding. I know he did an F1 scheme because he didn't have a lot of time. Got done with it. Still a good-looking car, though. The typical Porsche for Cake. That's a normal one for him. So good to see him back out here in the second position. Butterbean with a Richard Petty-inspired Lamborghini. Number 43 STP. Thing looks solid. Really good job on that one there. Oh, another Mark Martin. Number 6 Valvoline. Actually, is that a Mark Martin or is that maybe a throwback from... I'm not sure. Either way, solid looking number 6 there, the Valvoline Ford Mustang. Behind that, you got C. Fuller, the first of the Fullers, the younger of the Fullers. He's driving one of my favorite cars, the number 51 Mellow Yellow from Days of Thunder. Great looking car there for him as he is in the Corvette today. And then you have Cannon rocking the number 46 City Days of Thunder car. So Days of Thunder cars starting 4th and 5th. Battle themselves down into turn 1. Behind that, J-Skin, poor guy had did a livery for this, and then realized he did it for his GR3 car, not the GR4 car. So he's running his standard scheme. Still a solid looking scheme he's got on there. I really like that livery, so looking good there. Behind that, we have a number 22 Lamborghini of Crash and Chris. No, that's a Lamborghini. It's a Honda. Never mind. Number 22 Pennzoil Honda NSX for Crash and Chris in the 7th position. Sooner Man running the old Dale Jr. number 8 there on his Toyota Supra. A good-looking car right there. Got the Mountain Dew number 88. I'm guessing that's a Dale Jr. scheme from back in the day, or maybe just a special one that Asmo did there on the Lamborghini. Good look as well. Stub Wub. Can't tell. Looks like it's just a standard scheme this week in that Mercedes. Fuller with... Fuller, are you in here? If you're in here, whose scheme is that? Is that a 9 or a 0 on it? If it's a 9, I know who it is. And then Takumi or VMR is in the number 24. Jeff Gordon inspired there. And he is driving the Nissan. So good looking group of cars here. 12 cars on the grid. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling here. And since we already kind of know what happens, we're going to give Fuller a little ride along here. Look at it that way. And we are off. See, Fuller gets a huge jump here on the Lambo. Look at him go. He's going to have to push, giving Chris a push down into turn 1. This is where it got dicey, though. You can see there, 4 wide, not really the way to go. 3 wide, he goes for a slide, and he's able to slide it back across there. It is a number 9, so that's a Bill Elliott scheme there. So there we go. You can kind of see there, the field has gotten through there just fine. Cake Thomas with a decent lead. Butterbean going to be fighting C. Fuller there for that second spot. You can see there that Fuller really hunting down Butterbean here on lap number 1. Coming through the bus stop, going to make a play at it. If I remember right, I did see that C. Fuller, or Yoda, as he's also known as, is only about 5 months into the game, so really solid racing he's got going on here to begin with. So making some of us that have been doing this a while look bad. Making Dad look bad too. Right, Yoda? Making Dad look bad, that's all that matters. The top 3 real close to each other now as we will jump on board with Fuller as he heads down into turn 1. Side by side, Butterbean and Cake Thomas for the lead. Let's see who can come out in front of this one. We'll see Fuller take a look at it as well. You can see right there, a little bit of contact. No harm, no foul. They move on forward. You can see here, he is not ready to get that spot away just yet, and he will. Fuller will take that spot. C. Fuller. I gotta say it right. There's too many Fullers in this joint now. And Cake Thomas going to look back to the inside, coming up to the bus stop. Not going to have enough to do it. Try to catch a little bit of air in that Porsche off the old curbing. Don't look now, but Brun, who is Gurgle, going to be running right behind them. Fuller takes advantage of that great start and that hella save. Into the 5th spot from, I believe he started 11th, so great start there by Fuller in that Citroen. The Citroen, I know, great off the line. I don't believe it was the best car here, but he is definitely hauling the mail with that thing right now, moving through the field. Right behind him, you got Crash and Chris, the number 22 Honda NSX. Within range there, that top 6 really not too spread out, so looking to be a good race here. And there we see Cannon in the 7th spot. He's just trying to keep up with those guys. Got a little gap on both sides, nothing too extreme. J-Skin and Takumi are going to be battling it up the S's. Looks like that Supra is going to get the lead, or get that position. Sorry, not the lead. 8th now for J-Skin, 9th for Takumi. Stub Wub, Asmo, and Sooner Man. Look at these guys. Like, I do not want to be last. I'm going to fight to the death. Asmo pulls ahead of Stub. Stub in front of Sooner. Stub's going to look back to the left side of Asmo as they come down into the long right-hander. This is the tire burning capital of the world, I swear. My left front was so torched from that corner. And you see it there side by side for that final position. But we're going to jump back up front with C. Fuller looking to the outside of Butterbean coming through the final corner. They're going to come down to the start-finish line side by side. Let's jump on board. You can see it here. You got the old cold trickle number 51 over here. Who's going to come out ahead of this one? Great move around the outside. Good racing here by Butterbean and C. Fuller. Just a little bit of contact, nothing too extreme there. And you see Cake just kind of stalking him back there with Jay Brun right behind him. And is he going to have a run back at it, or is he going to push? Nope, he's going to try to dive out to the outside. You can see it here, back side by side, heading down towards the bus stop. Nope, C. Fuller does pull just enough in front. As they dive down into the bus stop, you can see right there, multiple angles taken into that corner. Butterbean did not get the best corner there, as Cake will be right up behind him. Here in just a minute, as we spread out the field, we'll go through the points at that point in time. I didn't want to do it beforehand. Gives me something to do afterwards when the field gets spread out. We will follow this right up with the green lobby. I will start a new stream for that, though, so that way they have their own separate streams. We'll do the green lobby next, and then here in the middle of this one and the middle of that one, I got a little bit of news that we will have coming up. And it would be followed. I'll put an announcement up here soon with it too as well. As Cake gonna look to the inside, not enough to get it done. Can he get it done as they come up the S's? You can see great job by C. Fuller. Got out front and gapped him just a little bit here. Probably about a, what, 10, 15 car length lead there. Got the Lamborghini and the Porsche following him, though. The American-made car sitting out front here looking good. And then you got a couple of those foreign cars. And is Cake gonna have a shot at him heading down in the final few corners here? He looks like he might have a shot at it. Side by side they go. Let's jump on here. You can see it there. Butterbean not too far. He's going to have the advantage heading in, but Cake really throws it down, pinches him off. Side by side still. Let's do this. There we go. Like I say, still learning these camera adjustments and stuff. And you can see it there. You are being followed. Jay Brun with a little bit of a track limit there. Second or third time I've seen that one. And you can see now side by side for Cake and Jay Brun back there. Gives Butterbean a little bit of an advantage to pull away, but behind them, look at this, side by side for Chris and Fuller. Lamborghini versus Citroen. A Ford Citroen. Have you ever seen that? I drove a Ford Genesis last night, so I can't say much. As the number 9 is going to take the advantage here over Crash and Chris. Behind them, you got Cannon trying to catch up to him in his Ferrari. Trying to make a move. Behind that, J-Skin looks to be closing in on the 7th position there. And those back guys are still battling it out, so we kind of got battles going on everywhere. We'll jump back up here. Jump back up to C. Fuller as he's going to make the first pit stop. He's the first one in today. And I don't have any of my info up, so, you know, let's do that. Let's display all for now. And you can see he was pretty low on fuel, so he and J-Skin and Takumi, the 3 that have chosen to pit this lap. That's 6 laps in. We'll see. I would imagine everybody else will be following suit. That's going to give Butterbean the lead here with Cake Thomas in the 2nd position. Jay Brun in the 3rd position. Thanks everybody for joining today. Make sure you share this page and share this stream with your friends, family. Let's get them all in here. Let's get them watching, or at least coming back and watching it later. Throwing some comments out there for you. You know, we like to see that. As well, make sure you follow the page. As Butterbean going to head into the 3rd sector here. We'll see if everybody behind is pitting. I would imagine we're going to see pit stops from pretty much everybody else, unless they're doing some extreme fuel saving. First stint always starts with 50 liters of fuel, right? 40 on one and 50 on the other. As you see Butterbean coming in. Cake probably picked up a penalty on that one, I would imagine. J-Brun going to stay out. Fuller, Chris, Cannon all coming down in. So far, Brun the only one that stayed out. It looks like 2 more coming in behind. Make that a 3rd. And then you have C. Fuller, so we'll jump on board with C here and see what Yoda can do as he's going to try to make up that and hold on to that lead here with the undercut. Hoping that the overcut from Cake and Butterbean don't get him twisted. That Corvette coming around the corner. Great job by the number 51 Mellow Yellow Corvette. It's not as much fun to ask for predictions when we already know what the finish is. And there you see it. So it looks like he lost quite a bit of ground to Butterbean. Cake did pick up the penalty there, so he's going to have to serve that one. But man, Fuller picked up a penalty coming out of there. Man, Yoda must have had an issue on his outlap as he has dropped all the way back into that 5th position, and he's fighting for that with Chris in the 6th spot. We'll have to see what happens here. I'm not sure exactly. Yep, Fuller got a penalty as well on that. Well, one Fuller, not the other Fuller. I don't think he did. Maybe he did. He was going pretty slow on the back end there. That would be maybe what it is. Yoda, if you're in here, did you get a penalty on that first pit stop? Because I guess I didn't check to see that. As we see Cake serving his, he's going to drop 3 spots there. That 3-second penalty is a brutal one because you get slowed way down. You end up going way too slow. 51 on exit. I'm going to guess he did with how far he dropped back, and he's right around Cake again. So I'm going to go with he got a penalty. That pit penalty is brutal on this track. Believe me, I've had to do it 3 times in the last 5 days. I've raced the Watkins Glen circuit 3 times in 5 days. Not really what I'm looking to do anymore. Side by side coming up the S's for the Corvette and Porsche here. Cake Thomas and C. Fuller. C. Fuller, also known as Yoda. Yoda is really pushing the limit here. Great racing between these two. Oh, we're up to 6. We're really killing it today, guys. Everybody keep joining in. And Yoda going to get that 3rd position away from Cake. Butterbean after the pit sequence, by default not getting a penalty, really jumped himself up there. Same with J-Brun. So you can see that Ford Mustang really pushing the limits here, and then followed by the Lamborghini of Butterbean. We are back to this 3rd, 4th race battle. These two are just fighting it out. Looks like right now, Cake, is he going to make a move or is he going to try to hold him off? No, he's going to take the inside. Here he comes down into turn 1. Will he get the move done? Looks like he will. He will complete that pass. Will a crossover happen, or is Chris just going to push him? Chris. C. Fuller, I don't know what the C stands for. I'm going to guess Chris, just, you know, because that's what I do. There you see it. Cake did complete that pass, but he does have the Corvette right up his hindquarters. Looks like the Corvette just going to push. Nope, he is going to dive out. Decides against that one. Tucks back in here. He will come through that bus stop nose to tail rather than side by side. Really smart to do here, especially when you got a couple cars right behind you. Shout out to Cannon right there in the 5th spot. Cannon really, over the past probably 2 weeks, really seen a jump in pace there from Cannon, so great job by him this week. Up into the 5th spot right now. All that experience probably helped. What is up, Cody? Cody is Butterbean, right? Am I right with that? I don't remember. I got a freaking monkey brain, guys. Oh, and Yoda catches the wall coming out of the final corner. That's going to open that gap up. We'll jump on board with Cannon. Cannon being hunted by Fuller in the Citroen right now. Ferrari versus Citroen. Okay, Butterbean. All right. The monkey brain sometimes happens. That was a week ago. I don't remember. What's up, Jay Skin? Thanks for joining. Like to see the comments rolling in as we are on board here with Cannon racing with the number 9 car of Fuller. Got an old Bill Elliott scheme chasing a freaking Days of Thunder Cold Trickle scheme. And they're both chasing a Cold Trickle stream. And there you go, still nose to tail for those two. We'll jump back here quick. Any other battles? Looks like J-Skin hunting Chris a little bit here, coming through the bus stop. Super looks to be really hooked up coming back through the field. He was back there a little ways before that pit stop, so really making some good ground here. Let's see what he can do. Is he going to be able to make a move? Might have a shot at him coming down the front stretch, so we will stay on board with this one and see what he can do. See Sooner Man right there in the background trying to keep up with these guys in the 9th position. And then you got Stubb, Takumi, and Asmo back there. But we jump back on with the 7th and 8th car place battle, excuse me. And they head down into turn 1. Doesn't look like he's going to get anything done. So we jump on here with Fuller. We'll kind of jump between these, as these two, if Chris and J-Skin work together, they could easily catch up to these two if they start racing. They're not too far back right now, as you can kind of see everybody in the same screenshot. Fuller doesn't look like he's got to run. And looks like Chris is going to hold off, so those 4 cars look to be holding tight with what they are. Stubb back here, looks like Asmo and Takumi going to battle it out for that final position. Let's give them a little bit of airtime here. The number 24 and the number 88, right? I believe. Is it 98? No, it's an 88. No, it is a 98. Well, whose car is that? All right, Asmo, if you're in here, whose car is that? Or is that just is that one you made? As you can see, nothing able to do right there. We'll see as they come down the front stretch what they can do. Let's jump back up here. Jay Brun out in front. Butterbean in the 2nd position. Cake Thomas in 3rd. 4th to see Fuller. 5th Cannon. He still got Fuller right behind him. Fuller in the 6th position. 7th is Chris. 8th is Jay Skin. 9th is Sooner Man. Stubwub into the 10th position, and we see here Asmo did get that spot and has pulled away just a little bit over Takumi. So we're going to jump back up here with this battle as I jump back. Okay, best part of Reba. Let's do this. So it looks like Fuller gets a good run coming up the S's. Maybe Cannon got a little bit wide there. Caught a little bit of rail, maybe kicked the car sideways, side by side coming up through the 2nd part of the S's. And Fuller will complete the pass down the stretch. Will Cannon use that draft and get himself back into the fight? Cannon says the Ferrari is just not for him. Ferrari's an acquired taste. It really is. That's the thing I do love, is all the cars are that little bit of different, and it is really preference, you know. I get a lot of people who ask what's the best car to use, and honestly, it's whatever fits your style. I mean, I'm an odd one. I use that Genesis, and everybody hates that thing most of the time, and I love it. We'll jump back here with Cannon, as he has Chris in the NSX right behind him. Maybe a little battle here for 6th and 7th, and if those guys get racing, they're going to have Jay Skin right behind him as well. See if Jay Skin can close in that gap, as Fuller right now looks like he will open up that 5th position just a little bit on Cannon. Okay. Alright. There you can see that battle still going on back here. Yeah, Cannon for sure. That car at this track is not the best, but that one at Daytona for sure is going to be a solid one. And I don't know if everybody did see that, but I did just post in the on the schedule. I didn't put it on the actual schedule. I forgot to, but the finale in Daytona is going to be a 90-minute race with double points. So whatever points battles we have going on could just take an extreme jump there when we head off to Daytona for the finale. Not to mention a couple other things. I do have something, a little bit of info for next season, as we are closing in. Only 3 races to go after tonight, and so season 1 really reeling by here. Did not expect it to go this quick. Did not expect to be a 2-lobby grid either. So huge thank you to everybody who has joined us, who is coming in here and putting on some great racing. This has been a blast. Like I say, there has been no drama. There's been a lot of clean racing. Really hard to find anymore in the online communities. So I really appreciate everybody that's showing up and putting in the work. Oh, and J-Scan closing in on Chris as he ran a little bit wide, caught that curb. Give me just a sec here. Yeah, I'm just answering my wife, sorry. Sorry guys, wife calls, gotta answer. Got a message back. As we see a pit stop from Stubb, so that's the first one around number 2. Must not been happy with those tires, burning them things off. Jump back up here. This 3-car battle, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Looks to be, let's jump through quick and make sure. Cake is closing in on the back of Butterbean here at the end of stint number 2. Not even halfway through stint number 2, because you can kind of see these guys are both at about halfway on fuel. So we will see Yoda there all by himself. Fuller opened up that gap. He's looking to hunt down the kid. Ooh, I bet they're talking crap to each other right now in the chat. Dad's chasing you. It's like freaking Jaws. Duh, duh. He's probably old enough to understand that one. Yoda might not be. The old Jaws theme. One of my favorites to use. Let's see here. Cake did close in on him. So we'll stay on board with this and see if he can do anything. Butterbean does run a little bit wide. But as you can see, he doesn't gain anything. He actually loses some ground there to Cake. So no harm, no foul on that one. That's kind of the way I looked at the corner limits there. I hate the way the penalties work, so we have to do it that way. But as long as you didn't gain anything, there shouldn't be a penalty. And the problem is this game, if you run wide, even if you back way off the throttle and give up a position, you still get a penalty. So I really do like having to do it this way. Haven't run into too many issues, so glad to see that. Cake maybe just kind of in maintain mode. He might just be cruising behind Butterbean here. Not sure if he's looking to make a move, but we'll see here. He should be able to get a run down the front stretch this time, if that's what he decides to do. It won't. I can't see what fuel mode he's in, so that doesn't help me any. He does have probably about a 16th of a tank more as we flip through him, and looks like he does have a pretty good run. Not enough to get anything done. Down into turn 1. Will he make a run here coming up the S's and down to the straightaway? Both cars up on the curbing. And Butterbean, that Lambo did not like that curbing. You can see it kicked it sideways. But nothing too extreme. He holds on and they move forward. Doesn't look like Cake is, like I say, I think Cake's in maintain mode. I think he's just cruising right now. So let's jump back here. The Fuller versus Fuller, it's getting heated, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll jump back to that here in just a minute. It looks like Cannon opened up his gap on Chris just a little bit. Chris and J-Skin still roughly about the same as they've been. Behind that, you got Asmo. Asmo all in his lonesome here, coming down the straightaway in the 9th spot. 10th is Sooner Man. Not too far behind him is Stubbly Wubbly. Stubwub. And Takumi. I know that Takumi and Sooner both, I think Sooner said his wheel had an issue, so he had to go to controller midway through this race, so that is definitely not ideal. As we are at about the halfway point of this race, so let's jump back over here. Butterbean and Cake Thomas still close together. We're going to stay on this battle now. Actually, I take that back. We're going to jump back here as the Fullers are side by side. Dad going to take the position from Son. There's some household shit talking going on. Whoa, and he catches that inside curb and it launches him out there. I don't know. Maybe we need to penalize that one. No, I'm just kidding. That one was definitely not a anything gained by that, as the son, Dad intimidated him. He caught a little bit of the inside rail and did shoot out to the outside. That's going to put Fuller into the 4th position after starting, I believe, 11th. What one hell of a run here for the Citroen driver. The Ford Citroen. Yeah, that's right. I said Ford Citroen. So let's see, Fuller, Cannon going to look to try to close in on Fuller after that mistake. You can kind of see there, that was a good view of it. There's just not a lot. Just not a lot going on. Let's jump back up here for 2nd and 3rd. Looks like Butterbean did open it back up just a little bit here. We are looking at roughly about 25 minutes. Sorry, we weren't at the halfway point. 50-minute race, not 40-minute race. I had 40 minutes in my head for some reason. So we are approaching the halfway point here in about 35 seconds as do a quick through the field here. Jay Brun out front in the number 6 Ford Mustang. Behind that, the number 43 Lamborghini of Butterbean in the 2nd position. Cake Thomas, the number 3 Red Bull Porsche in the 3rd position. Fuller, the number 9 Ford Citroen in the 4th position. The kid and we, as we jump over here, we have a little bit of a battle brewing up for 5th place here as Yoda under heat from Cannon in the Ferrari. We've got a little Days of Thunder war going here. Cole Trickle fighting Cole Trickle. Cole Trickle got the lead. Cole Trickle chasing him down. I'm going to commentate it that way the rest of the time. Cole Trickle fighting Cole Trickle. Looks like Cole Trickle may have a look to the right side, side by side. He's going to catch a little grass. And Cole Trickle does pull ahead. It's so hard to do that. Cole Trickle with Chris following. Chris, you're the odd man out. You needed a Days of Thunder. Oh, and we see Yoda diving down into the pits there in the Corvette, so he will take that Corvette down pit road. Let's follow along with him. We will follow a pit stop here in the number 51 Corvette. You see the crew taking forever. Pop the car up here. Throw some new wheels on there. Get done with that. Now we fill her up with fuel. The fuel pretty quick here in the settings. And he only takes a 67 liters. So he will roll out of there and see how that goes. It looks like Cake Thomas did pit as well. J-Skin, Asmo all into the pit. So we will see. Looks like Jay Brun pit as well as he is back here. I was slacking following the one pit stop. Sorry, guys. And you can see Butterbean, your leader. I would imagine we're going to see him pitting here not too long. I mean, I got to say, this guy's doing a hell of a job. That Lambo either is really good on tires or he is doing a hell of a job of holding on to those tires. I know last night in my race, you get down to a quarter tank of fuel left and your left front is shot. So doing a good job here preserving those tires. He will go another lap. As we see Fuller going to make it around here, he is going to continue on with another lap. His left front is burnt. The left rear as well, not looking too well. Crash and Chris going to stay out there, as well as Cannon. Jay Brun is pit and is running around here to chase them back down to get his way back through the field. Cake Thomas coming out of the final corner in the 6th position. Yoda, where's he at? Just about to come around the final corner. Any other fights going on here? Stubb and Asmo kind of close. Butterbean, Fuller. So right now we're going to stay on board with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th here. We'll give Chris a little screen time. Number 22 Honda NSX. Little Logano throwback here. Actually, we'll jump back here with Cannon as he is being stalked by Brun. Brun closing in the gap right now. We'll see if he can get him. Oh, looks like side by side. Brun to the inside, to the left side. Coming through the final few corners here. We'll see if he can complete this pass. Looks like he will. And that he does. So jump back up here with Chris. Chris now going to try to run away. So Jay Brun passes Cole Trickle part 1, right? Because he would be part 1 because it's a city car. That's first one. So You guys fall asleep in the chat. Chat got quiet. Where's everybody at? There you see Cannon. So Cake trying to close back in on these guys. Other than that, so let's see here. Let's jump on. We'll jump on with Butterbean here. Oops. Wrong buttons. There we go. So Butterbean, your leader, we're just going to kind of follow along with him as the field right now is a little bit spread out. Let's see. It looks like Chris trying to make a run at J-Brun here. Just not sure if he's going to have anything for him. Tire difference is big right there. Got some used up mediums against some fresh softs, so Chris can do anything he can to hold on there. And there you see it. He's not able to do too much. Kind of in cruise mode, it looks like. As you can see, the field kind of spread out. So, alright. Who's all listening right now? Throw something in chat. Let me know you're listening. I'm going to bust out some fun info for you guys. But I got to know you're listening. So, throw some bananas in chat for me if you could. While I take a quick break and get a drink. And I'll come back with some fun new info about Season 2 here for the GR4 series. I am back. Looks like Butterbean coming out not too far behind Cake here, so we could have a battle going. I think this is going to be essentially for the second spot after pit cycles run through. Cynical for president. I don't know if I want that. He might lose stuff. So, for season number 2 here in the Monkey Mafia racing series, we will see the GR4 cars return, but we will have some changes coming. We are going to start seeing, on top of brake balance, you're going to be able to change your final gear ratio. I'm going to open up that setting as well. That should help these GR4 cars that are a little doggish. Might help to even up a little bit. Easy to play with. It's only going to be the final drive ratio. So that will open things up. We will also extend to a 12 race season next season. So we will have a 12 instead of a 10. With that, we will also be doing sponsored races. If you want to sponsor a race, I will put it out there, and I don't have anything set yet for amounts and stuff like that. But if you want to sponsor a race, you can sponsor a race. What that would include is you get to pick the track, and you can pick we'll call it a livery contest. I'm going to throw a little fun next season as well. We'll do kind of what we did here with the NASCAR. We'll throw a fun inspired livery theme for the race and see what it does. But with a sponsored race, you'll be able to pick the track that we race, as well as what we do for our livery that week. So I will have more info on that coming up soon. As you watch Butterbean trying to chase down Cake. Cannon doing a hell of a job here on those used up tires. I mean, he's not really all that far behind these guys, really fighting with them. Just trying to keep up. So you can see it there, not his best lap time though on that one. Compared to the 14 that he just ran, 14.8 to 14.6 there. 14.4, looks like Cake with the fast time of 13.331. I like that one. 3s and 1s, baby. So we will, I'll announce that again here during the green stream with some of the stuff we're working on. But I have some bigger stuff. Who's ready for a second MMR GT7 series? Speak up. Speak up now! Anybody interested in a second series with all of these amazing drivers? Because I sure as hell am. That J-Skin says thumbs up. I like it. At least you're there and said something. You guys, I need you to ignore work and get your asses in here and talk to me. I'm technically working because I work from home, so yeah, to be a different night. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to narrow that down. I don't want to do weekends because weekend nights just seem to have not the best turnout. I'm looking at maybe Tuesday. Time slot can be discussed. I'm gonna put up probably this weekend. I'm gonna put up a Google form for anybody that wants to have their input put in and ask a couple of questions through there to try to make it work. And nope, it's not GR3. I have something else in the works that's not GR3. There's a lot of GR3 leagues out there. I didn't feel like that. And yeah, the no weekends is kind of killer. Cake, who we're riding along with now, he runs a GR3 series on Saturday nights, a Porsche series on Friday nights, and it seems like you'll get good turnouts, but then it's just like people get so busy on the weekends, got shit going on, and so you end up dwindling numbers down. So for us, I think we're really going to focus on being a weeknight only. Nope, not Mazda Roadster. I can tell you right now that Tuesday nights is the night I'm looking at. Mainly because Thursday nights runs Midwest F1, which is a huge deal that I would never want to interfere with because those guys have been around forever. That's kind of my home and how I got started in this whole ordeal. So, as you see, Cake Thomas, is he gonna just push? Yeah, it looks like he's in push mode now. Just going to push Butterbean down the straight. It looks like they're going to try to close in on Jay Brun up there. See what they can do. The Lamborghini and Porsche really working together right here, trying to close that gap. And if you look on the map, you can't even see the two of them. That's how close they are together. As we get closer, I will give you a hint of what the car selection is going to be, but I can tell you it's going to be fun. It's going to be a hell of a battle, and as long as if we can keep getting split or this kind of numbers and fill up lobbies, man, it's going to be a blast. That's all I know. So we're riding along here with Cake and following Butterbean. Second and third, looks like Cake backed off just a little bit here. Maybe had an issue, didn't quite check what happened there. Cake trying to close in on him. Let's kind of go through this. Looks like Yoda back into the pits here. Throw another set of softs on. We have, let's see, we are down to about 12.5 minutes to go in this race. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. It's going to have to be, you know, the final pit stops coming up here. We're going to see some excitement. It's not 2-class. I do want to try to do a 2-class endurance race, but it's so hard to mandate which is which, or which, you know, bop and stuff like that. As Yoda comes out right behind W Cannon, he'll have some fresh tires. What's Cannon rocking with? Cannon looks to have some fresh tires as well, so this could be a fight. We'll see who can do what. Two completely different sounding cars. And just listen to that. And then you got the V8 power of the Corvette. And then you got the Supra. The Supra, the good old Supra sound. Mercedes, a good old V8. Another Supra. And you can just tell Sooner's struggling with that controller. So Butterbean opened up his gap on Cake. Not sure. Cake must have had an issue there. Dropped back just a little bit. Yeah, that's the problem, Ricky. And the problem you run into with a multi-weekly is getting enough people for both sides. I mean, ultimately, you have to have a full lobby to really make a multi-lobby work. That's why I think I'd do it on the endurance side. If I can make one work for the endurance side, what I was looking at is trying to do it for Le Mans, which is coming up at some point here. I believe it's in October, September, something like that. So while we're closing in here, going through just who we have, Gurgle in his first race with us, Butterbean he's had a few races with us. He is right now currently sitting in the 21st position with 44 points, so he's had 2 races with us. Behind that, Cake had his first race last week, picked up 50 points. Butterbean had 1 race. 44 points is only 1 race. So Butterbean with 1 race and Cake with 1 race, 50, and he's in 19th there, tied with Crunchy. Fuller, though, been here pretty much since the beginning, sitting at 146 points in the 6th position. Crash and Chris here, I believe, first race with us last week, put up 40 points. W. Cannon as well, first race, got 24. C. Fuller Yoda, 24 points as well. J-Skin up into the 16th position with 60 points. Asmo finds himself in the 7th, sitting at 142. He's in the midst of one hell of a battle. I'll highlight that here in just a minute. Stub Wub, I don't believe, only has the 1 race, and that's going to put him... There he is, 28 points down at 26. Sooner has now had 1 race, 36 points in the 23rd position. So quite a few of the newer guys, and we did lose somebody here. Oh, it looks like VMR did drop out. So... Alright, any battles going on track here? Looks like Jay Brun did pit now, so he has fresh set of softs here, and he'll try to make a run through the field. After that, Fuller still looking good here in the 4th position. Really solid run for him. I know his big downfall that he says is he can qualify, runs great for the first stint, and then just falls apart for the rest of the race. So sitting in 4th position, hopefully don't jinx him here. We're down to about 8.5 minutes to go, so he should be good to go. Great looking car, great race there for that Citroen driver. Crash and Chris, a top 5 position, but he is being hunted right now by Yoda and Cannon. So I think we're going to stay on board with this battle and watch this and see what it brings, because I mean, we could have some excitement here at the end. 3 drivers all want that top 5 position. Who's going to get it? Say Chris, and actually I think everybody in this group right here in their 2nd race with the league. There we go. Okay, got the chat going again, guys. I like it. And I like the amount of camaraderie that we have between drivers, you know? Oh, great battle, great fight. That was so much fun. Like, I love seeing that stuff, guys. That is what makes doing this worth it. When there's a bunch of drama, it makes you not want to do this stuff anymore. But this right here, this group of guys, or group of drivers we have, sorry, Queen, group of drivers that we have now makes it worth it, makes me want to keep doing this, makes me want to expand to a 2nd series. So thank you everybody who's showing up each week. I really appreciate all of you guys. As Fuller going to take a look to the inside, he had a hell of a run down the corner there. Chris didn't look to fight him too hard. Let's look at soft tires versus medium tires, though. That's a big difference on that one for him. We are 7 minutes to go here. Roughly, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps roughly is what we're looking at. Oh, and Cannon down into the pits. He must have had a last-minute pit stop here. He throws some softs on for this last stint. He'll come out behind Asmo. Picked up a penalty, though. That one's going to hurt because he should hold on to that 9th position, but that penalty is going to take him out of contention to chase down Asmo for 8th. But we jump back up here to the 5th place. Let's just make sure there's no battles going on elsewhere. Butterbean with a healthy lead over Cake Thomas. Cake Thomas got a gap over Jay Brunn. Behind that, Fuller's got a gap. Behind him, there's another gap to the smaller Fuller. But that is the battle we were watching earlier. That's Chris and C. Fuller battling this out. Oh, shit. I see it in the chat. Yoda talking shit. Oh, yeah. I think that's another one of my favorite parts here. We get the father-son duo of Fuller and Fuller. Really happy to have those guys with us. As Fuller gonna try to close in. That's what he's just saying in chat. Trying to close in on his dad. So Yoda, you're on controller? Alright, so whoever's in the chat right now, are you on wheel or controller? And if you're on wheel, what wheel are you on? Controller game for Yoda. I'm telling you, man, a wheel changes the game. It takes a minute to get used to, but God, it's so worth it. DD Pro for Ricky Bobby, that's a great wheel. I'm rocking a CSL Elite right now. G29 for J-Skin. Yeah, I'm dropping the CSL Elite Fanatic, however you say it. I was Thrustmaster. I've had a T150 and a T300. Both were good wheels. Great introductory type stuff. And then I got an offer on the CSL Elite. Couldn't pass it up. Had to go with it. Glad I did. So let's see. Give me a sec here. So while we are watching the battle here, don't think there's any other fights going on. Looks like Cake is being chased by Brunn. Brunn could be looking at some post-race penalties after some corner or track limits issues. We'll have to see how that one turns out after the stewards get a look at it and see what they think. He will take over that 2nd spot, though. So we jump back on with Fuller. Fuller and Fuller, this is one hell of a battle we got going on here. Just under 4 minutes to go. I don't know what you're talking about. What penalty? What are you talking about, Cannon? So we'll stay on board here with the Fuller versus Fuller battle, I think, is how we're going to stay. Chris right there. J-Skin, nothing. Yeah, Cake trying to chase down Jay Brunn. Stubb looks like maybe has some fresh tires there. Making a run at the 2nd spot, or the 3rd place driver. Looks like a little bit of a bump there. He's going to try to hold on there. Trying to get a lap back from the 3rd place driver. I don't know that it's going to matter, though, because Cannon's got a pretty big gap on him. So let's jump back over here. What is Fuller doing? Get out of the grass in your Citroen. It is not a lawnmower, damn it. So now we just call Fuller's driving the John Deere Ford Citroen out here cutting grass. Actually, we'll give the Craftsman because it's red. So he's driving the Craftsman Ford Citroen. Oh, and he's being hunted by the kid. The kid's on his back again. These two battled it out earlier. What's up, dog? Oh, yeah. That's some good stuff right there. And will he have enough to do it? Looks like about just 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here. So about 2 laps for these drivers before this thing is all said and done. How will this Fuller battle turn out? Old Dad Fuller here is probably wondering why he talked the kid into doing this, because now he's making him look bad. They head down into the bus stop. Fuller's going to hold off the kid. Dad versus kid. That's how we're doing. Dad, son. Son chasing dad. Coming around this right-hander here. Let's see. What's tire wear like? Oh, yeah. Fuller's left front is burnt up. So at this point, he is just doing anything he can to keep with him. Hoping to pull enough draft here in this final lap to get around him. And it is just that. We are, let's see, where is this driver? Have a minute. Butterbean will have another lap after this. Jay Brun will have another one. Cake will probably have another lap. I think Fuller's going to be the first one across the line after time expires on the next lap around. So we'll see how this one goes. No pausing for work, damn it. You tell them this stream is live and alive. So I have to skip work today, guys. I'm sorry. I ate too many bananas. I ate too many bananas. I don't care. It's all about the monkey. As we see there, these guys coming around. You see Fuller just trying to hold on. The kid cutting through there a little bit. He was on the curb, so nothing wrong with it, but definitely took that Corvette for an adventure. They're going to come around here into the final sector. Looks like Dad Fuller is going to hold on to this 4th position, but a great double top 5 for the family. So I think both of them should share it to all of their family because, hey, look at that. Got a couple of Fullers in the top 5. And they are coming around here, I believe, to be the last lap, judging by the timer on the left. And there you go. Fuller across the line in the 4th position. 5th goes to Yoda. Crash and Chris in the 6th position. Jay Skin going to come around here in the 7th position. And there you go. He comes around the final corner, running down the straightaway in the 7th spot, the Toyota of Jay Skin. Asmo coming across the line next, followed by Cannon in the 9th position. Stub Wub looks like he is going to be a lap down. Looks like we did lose Boomer Sooner as well right there at the end. I know he was on controller, and I would have quit too under controller. I can't race with a controller. I might as well just be done. Butterbean going to take the win. Jay Brun going to cross the line in the 2nd position. Behind that, Cake Thomas going to round out your podium. And there he comes across the line. That, I believe, minus... nope, everybody has crossed the line. So that is going to wrap up our yellow lobby. As you could see there, we had Butterbean in the Lamborghini with the Richard Petty win. I mean, come on, just putting the King back on the map. I think next week he's got to go for Dynaco and do the actual King. Anyways, this has been the yellow lobby for MMR GT4, GR4, whatever you want to call it. Watkins Glen short the race tonight. It was race number 7 of 10, so we have 3 left. Next week we go to Autopolis. I murdered this one last night in our party chat too. Autopolis short. So that will be our next race. After that, we have Nürburgring short, and then we have Daytona road course, the final 3 races. So the points battle we've seen between like 5th to 10th has been really tight. So it'll be fun to see how this turns out as we go on. I'm going to end this stream. Keep your eye out. Green lobby stream will be coming up in roughly about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, get a drink, puff, puff, and then move on. So we will see you in just a few. Make sure you join back. Make sure you share this thing. And as always, like, follow, and subscribe. Going to be... Oh, yeah. Switch it to a wheel. Yoda, go ahead and shoot me a message, and I can give you some info on wheels and a good selection to start with. So shoot me a message. I'm always free to answer any questions. So anyways, I am Monkey Mafia. This has been a Monkey Mafia production. We will see you on the next one, which, hey, will be in like 5 to 10 minutes for the Green Lobby. We will talk some more about what we're talking about for next season and the future of MMR GT7. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you on the next one.